Coming up, Jonathan tries not to get stuck in a tight Florida cave. Welcome to Jonathan Bird's Blue World.
It's a beautiful morning on the Swanee River. I'm back in Florida to explore some more of the caves that have made this part of the world famous. But first, we need some scuba tanks, so cameraman Zach and I are off to visit our friend Wayne Kennard at his dive shop, Amigos Dive Center. Amigos is one of the only dive shops I've ever visited that allows divers to fill their own tanks at any time of the day or night. Zach knows the drill, so he's filling our tanks with nitrox. We pack the van and we're off to Ichetucknee Springs State Park. Divers must register on the way in so the rangers can keep track of who's in the water. It's a long walk with the gear, so Wayne allows us to use his heavy-duty dive cart. Someone has to film this, so I make Zach pull the cart. But I feel bad, so I take over halfway through.
This thing is heavy. I can see why you're tired.
If this scene looks familiar, it's because I dove here last year.
Yep. You know, its official name is Blue Hole Spring, but all the locals call it Jug Hole.
Zach knows where there may be a couple cool fossils to check out.
And then you go through...
I'm really looking forward to squeezing through the bedding plane again.
It's like a layer, a soft layer between two layers of rock, and all the soft stuff got removed. So now it's a very narrow, flat area, which is really, really fun. And you can only fit with side mount. And then we're gonna go past the Diamond Sands restriction, which is also side mount. And past that is where we're gonna try to find some fossils, which is gonna be cool.
It's a gray, overcast day at the spring, but it won't bother me in a cave.
Man, these things are heavy. Woo-hoo.
Since the water comes from deep inside the earth, it's nice and crystal clear, even though the weather's rainy. It's flowing fast, and we have to swim hard to get down into the cave. The current is so strong that it blows the sand around the bottom. We push past the cavern zone where you can see light from the entrance, and we reach the stop sign, which warns divers without cave training to stay out. Past the stop sign, we enter my favorite part of the cave, the bedding plane. It's just high enough to squeeze through with side mount. If I had tanks on my back, I wouldn't fit. The current through here is strong, and you have to kick like crazy, which stirs up silt. Fortunately, the current carries the silt away quickly. Zach is behind me getting my silt cloud. I'm glad I went first. The gold-colored line leads the way out. This keeps cave divers from getting lost. We will never go out of sight of this line. At the end of the bedding plane, we push on, deeper into the cave. We follow the line to a small restriction known as the Diamond Sands, due to the nature of the minerals in the sand sparkling in the current that rips through. On the other side, the cave opens up, so the flow feels slower. Zach goes ahead and leads the way to a spot where he finds some fossils. He points out some type of a bone and a fossilized alligator spine called a scoot, from an ancient species of alligator at least 11,000 years old. How it got in here is a mystery. We also find a fossilized sand dollar, proving that this area was once part of the ocean floor when sea levels were higher. Turning around to head out of the cave, we coast with the current, like drifting lazily down a river. But we have to be careful about creating silt because it will drift with us. You would think it would be easier to go through the restriction with the current, but in fact it tends to jam you in crooked so you get stuck. And this is why we wear helmets. Going back out through the bedding plane is fun, but it pushes you hard, and it's difficult to maintain control. Back in the cavern zone, we investigate a dead-end chimney that doesn't lead to the surface. Getting stuck in here would be bad. Finally, we rise to the surface, having completed another exciting cave dive. The weather has turned for the worse. I'm trying to decide if I should even get out of my wetsuit. We head back to Amigos to fill the tanks for our next dive, and you won't believe where we go. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, thanks for watching our latest episode all the way to the end. You're crazy if you don't subscribe. Hit that subscribe button now so you won't miss our next episode. And check out our merch link in the description for some Blue World swag.